If you guys want to see the new Made to Fit Me foundation by bareMinerals, just keep watching. Hi guys, so we are going to do the demo for the Fresh Face Liquid Foundation Made to Fit for Me. Has my name there on there. This is by bareMinerals. It's pretty cool, has a pump. This is a special made foundation. You actually do it through an app, so it actually scans different parts of your face to make the color. I'm gonna probably start with 2 pumps of foundation on my palette here, and we'll get going on my thoughts about this after I do the demo. So let's do that. I just have it on my palette down here, so sorry that you guys can't see it, but here's the product on my Sephora Airbrush Pro, number 55. I like to start with a little bit of product and then dot it on the face. As you can tell, just starting out by putting the dots on my face, it does appear to be a little lighter than I like it to be. My face is a lot lighter than the rest of my body, so hopefully I can make this work. Just gonna swirl that all over the face. As you can see, it does look a tad bit, has like a sheen, like a little bit of a shine to it. Not like glittery per se, but there's definitely a sheen or glow to this foundation. And I'm gonna have to work it into my hairline and my ear, as it is definitely too light for me. Which is kind of a shame, because the whole purpose of this foundation is to be matched for you. I mean, it has your name on it. This was made for me specifically based on the scans I did on my face and then on my hand. I think it's just a little bit light. I mean, it's not so light that I can't make it work, but it is lighter than it should be. Okay, so this is with 2 pumps on my skin right now. So I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you guys can see. It's not covering a whole bunch. It is definitely adding to the textured areas right here where my pores are, which is strange because I have the Unseen primer and SPF on, and this has a little bit of that velvet texture, so usually it hides any kind of texture in your pore area that you'd have, but you can definitely tell it's picking up on all of that space for me. It's not covering anything on my chin whatsoever, so I will have to do that with some concealer. I'm going to do 1 more pump, so that's 3 pumps, which is more than I usually use with any foundation at all. I would say this is light to medium coverage. It is definitely buildable. I mean, I have 2 pumps on now, and I feel like it's buildable. I'm not 100% sold on the color. The color definitely is too light, and I feel like it's accenting my texture, and I don't know if that's because it has a sheen to it, a glow, and normally I wear more of like a matte or natural finish, so I'm not sure. So I'm gonna add a little extra coverage where I need it with that last 3rd pump and go from there. If I was having a clear skin day, this would probably be fine on my chin, but because I am not, it's just not covering quite how I want, so I am gonna have to do concealer, which is fine. I have to do concealer most of the time anyway, so I don't feel like that's anything super drastic. I do find that it's just picking up in like the weirdest spaces on my face, and I don't really know why it's doing that. I'm not sure if it's the primer. I've tried this a couple other times before I actually filmed it with a hydrating primer, and it did the same thing. I am gonna set it with bareMinerals translucent powder, their mineral veil, as where normally I would set it with the Besame highlighting powder. So hopefully that will kind of work better with this product, just because it's a bareMinerals product, so it's gonna be a little bit lighter when I put that on. All right, guys, so that is the demo. I am gonna go off camera and do my full face, and when I come back, we'll talk about this foundation and my thoughts. All right, guys, so now that I did my demo with the Made to Fit Me foundation, I have a lot of thoughts about this foundation. I was really excited to receive it and so thankful that as an influencer that I get to test and try out products and see things that are new and exciting and innovative. For innovative, I definitely think it is. I think the fact that you use an app to find your color is pretty cool. The app was reasonably easy to use. I liked it. It did take a little while to actually get the foundation. I want to say it took almost like 2 or 3 weeks, which I thought was kind of a long time. But then again, it's being customly made for you and they actually have to put your name on it. So it takes a little more effort because it's customized. But there's good and bad things about this foundation. I believe the foundation is $49 or $50. Which is kind of steep for a foundation and definitely steep for a bareMinerals foundation, which I thought was a little bit up there in price. I know that my Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation was more than that, but I was okay paying that, as you know, you need 1 or 2 dots and it's going to last a really long time. And it's 100% like full coverage. You look like a doll. As where this is light to medium coverage at best. And I just don't know if it's worth the $50. I mean, yes, it's nice to have the novelty and have a custom foundation for yourself with your name on it. But I'm sure I could have looked through any bareMinerals liquid foundations and found a foundation to match me. They're very good about matching everyone. I just don't know if it's worth the price, and I was a little bit disappointed when I got it because the minute I opened it, I could already tell that it was probably going to be too light for me. With all my makeup on, it does look fine, like I can get away with it, but it is slightly too light. Like in person, it's a little bit more noticeable that it's about 2 shades too light. So I think for being customized, you're not getting 100% the perfect color. I think there's a lot of variables when you're doing it with your cell phone, and your lighting could be different in every situation. So that's something to keep in mind. I also didn't really care for how it applied. For whatever reason, I usually don't have texture through my T-zone as far as it actually looking textured. You can definitely see right here that it's kind of, it broke apart and it's not staying together, and then when I powdered it, it just looks like speckles. Same thing with my chin. I even added concealer on top of it to try to cover and mask that. I even used bareMinerals powder to go with it, a translucent powder, mineral veil to be specific, and I still had that problem. I've tried other powders. I tried this for probably at least 4 other ways with primers and powders and application, and it still is doing that. As I was wearing it throughout the day, normally the oils will kind of help make it sit and look a little bit nicer so those areas don't look textured. So a couple hours through the day, it does look better. It does last a long time on the skin, about 8 hours. I just wasn't thrilled with the foundation overall. I mean, this is a great, probably everyday foundation for someone who doesn't have any texture on their skin or a lot of breakouts, because you can still see them even after I put concealer on. And for me, I don't mind covering up spots, but I feel like I would need to be having a decent skin day to be able to just wear this and want to be photographed in it. I hate to say it, but this is a hard pass for me. I definitely will not be repurchasing it, which is a shame because I love bareMinerals and almost all of their products. I'm always buying their products. But every liquid I've ever tried from them has been a no-go for me. It doesn't lay right. It doesn't look right. It sets funny, or it's shiny. Or, you know, I just didn't like it. I think for the price point, there's lots of other foundations that I think are worlds better and that I would go with. It did look really glowy when applied, but then powdered, it became very more natural finish, so that's fine too. You just have to be aware of that. This is a great foundation for somebody who already has like decent looking skin. I wouldn't say this is the right foundation for someone who has a lot of skin problems or aging skin, really, because it accents texture and that's a problem. So definitely a no, and I'm really sad about that. I will keep trying to work with it. Maybe I will find another way to use it or make it apply better to my skin. I will test it when I'm completely free of any blemishes and see if it just sits better and looks better. and doesn't accentuate texture. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep it for the fact that it has my name on it, and I think that's really cool. But it's definitely a hard pass for me. Made to fit me, doesn't match me perfectly. It doesn't sit on my face nicely. And overall at $49 or $50, it is not worth it to me on this particular product. If you're looking for good products from bareMinerals, all of their powder products I've ever tried from them are fantastic. So I would recommend their mineral foundations and skip on the liquid foundations. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. In the description bar, I will have my Instagram link and then the link to my website as well if you're looking for a makeup artist. Please comment down below. I want to know what you guys want to see, or if you had the same issue with this foundation as well. Let me know, and subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I have new videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.